Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Team Goodreads. This is our 89th episode.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's double cheers.
Oh,
because it's a special episode today,
it is.
guys.
Look, I have iced tea.
I have iced water. It's too early for tea. I already had tea this morning. It was like...
You got the jitters?
Yeah, it's making me a little
the
jittery. So today's episode, we're going to be giving you guys a preview, a sneak peek, a look at what's coming your way between now
and March.
And through the end of March. It's exciting. There's a lot of really awesome books. So pull up your Goodreads, pull up your Amazon wish list, whatever, however.
Get a little I was like, gonna go antiquated.
Track?
I was like, gonna get your notebook and your pen.
Yeah, right?
And write it all down.
What is this? Papier? And, keep track of what we are going to be showing you guys and mark down the books that you want to read.
Yeah.
And tell us in the comments below.
It's super exciting. This is the one video you come to learn about all the things coming from us.
All right, let's get started. All right, guys, we're going to start it off with The Prey by Tom Isbell.
I mean, don't look at me for that.
I know. Again,
Tom.
These are things that we should know. By Tom, that guy. Anyway, this is an awesome, super fun new book in a dystopian trilogy where basically radiation has desecrated Earth and all of the orphan teens that are left over are being hunted for sport.
Yeah, like... I would make it 1.2 seconds.
You'd just be like, I'm over here.
I'm over here. Let's just call it a day.
Yeah.
Let's just call it a day. I mean, we know dystopian worlds and I aren't meant for each other.
When I first read about this description, my mind immediately went to that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they hunt humans. Do you remember that episode?
I do. I do.
Anyway, this is the first in a trilogy, so you guys, if you're looking for a new series to start, this would be the one to do it. Fans of Maze Runner, all those, awesome...
It also seems like Gone to me a little bit.
Yeah, totally like Gone by Michael Grant, if you guys haven't read that. Awesome series. So that is out this week. No more waiting for this. It's already out.
Go get it. Like this. Also out this week that you can get right now is Twisted Fate by Norah Olson. This is for somebody who wants a great psychological thriller involving a mysterious boy next door.
And two sisters.
And how they encounter him and all of the secrets that pour out.
I feel like whenever it's two sisters and a one boy kind of type of situation, things could potentially go bad.
Right. I think this is for heavy mystery lovers and page turning and just kind of on the edge of your seat. I just got on the edge of my seat to talk about it.
Ooh, and it says Twisted Fate on the thing. The naked part of the book says Twisted Fate.
I like that the W is extra twisted.
It's very twisty.
So that is out now. Snag it up.
Snag it up. Snag it up. Next up, we have Polaris, which is the sequel to Avalon by Mindee Arnett, which is an awesome space odyssey
to infinity
and beyond. It's pretty much like Firefly, but with teenagers.
You geeked out over the first book
so hard. Totally geeked out about this book. So hard. First of all, I love space. I mean, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? I'm pretty sure I don't trust you if you don't like space.
I know. How can you not like space? I don't know. That's like saying you don't like chocolate.
Or cheese.
Anyway, so this is a very fun ragtag group of teens. So it's an ensemble cast, which I always like in books,
yes,
I
do too.
It's fun when, there's the leader, but then you've got all the extra personalities around that make this group really awesome and fun. Tons of action. It's just 2 books. So it's Avalon and Polaris, and that's it. So no third book. So if you haven't started it, you can read the whole series this week because it's out now.
A duology, which I learned is a term that the publishing industry just made up.
I know. Every time I type it, Microsoft Word tells me that I've misspelled it. And I'm
no.
It
was one of those things that just sounded right. I'm like, oh yeah, that's always been a word.
It's not. Well, this duology is out now. But let's look, it's marbled. I've never seen
I've never seen that either.
Or paint. What do you call that? Somebody who's crafty, tell us what it's...
I did this to a whole set of Macbeth once to make it look like marble, but I don't remember the term.
Well, this term.
Take a sponge and you wet it.
Yeah. It's super scientific. Anyway, Polaris by Mindee Arnett, on sale now.
Coming out next week is the 3rd and final book in the Madman's Daughter trilogy. It's A Cold Legacy. If you're a fan of the series, which Margot and I both heavily are, this is a retelling of Frankenstein. So each of the books has told kind of a different retelling of
The Island of Dr. Moreau, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
And now it's Frankenstein. And it has the same world, and the main character is the same, but she's kind of ambling through these stories, and it's so gothic and dark and beautiful. Yes!
It's set in the 1800s, so if you like historical, you should read this series. If you like retellings, you should read this series, because it's sort of really great. It's romantic, but scary, and really dark.
If you
really dark.
If you love those like kind of like forbidden kind of relationships and the questions
Who
of
doesn't?
I really love this series. I'm super excited for this final edition, and it will not disappoint.
I like that it has the deckled edges.
Yes.
Some people really hate those, but I like them.
think it's
Especially in like historical books. It feels like old-timey.
I also think the deckled edges smell better.
Totally. It's like they released the book sense. Sure. Anyway, out on January 27th, the final book, guys. Super awesome. Alright, guys. Next week on January 27th, we have the United States of America's release of Geek Girl by Holly Smale. This has been out in the UK for a long time now, and it is huge in the UK.
Yeah, we're jumping on the train in the United States.
Yeah, and we cannot wait to read this book. It is a funny, super, super funny contemporary story about a super geek who gets spotted by some modeling agents and becomes a model. Like, could you imagine any of us, like losers and awesome people?
That would never happen to me. That would probably
walking down
happen
the
to
runway?
you.
Oh, hell
That
no.
would never happen to me.
Fun story. I did used to work for a modeling agency, but as a photo retoucher. That was weird.
That happens to the person that also ended up on like those Nickelodeon shows out of nowhere growing up. They're also the ones that some model agency discovered me in the mall, and I was like, oh great, nobody's looking my way.
Well, apparently this actually happened to the author, and so the story is sort of semi-autobiographical, but it's supposed to be hilarious, and fans of like Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging, you know, all of those like mid-2000s hilarious books that were out and we adore. That's sort of,
I'm shocked it's
Princess Diaries-ish.
I'm shocked it's taken this long for us to get it.
I know, and I'm so excited. I have to undress this. Are there there are! There are glasses.
That's awesome.
Geek Girl, out January 27th.
Also out next week is Playlist for the Dead. This book is about a boy trying to come to terms with the suicide of his best friend and all of the music his friend left behind and kind of processing it and what that means. I love this cover. I think it's beautiful.
It's back.
It immediately takes me back. When I was in school, music meant so much to me.
I think it still does mean something to some people.
I mean, it means a lot to me. Like it is.
It's a big part of people's lives. Like what song? Can you think of a song that would be on your playlist that you would leave behind? Like, is there a song that like?
There's not a single song. It would definitely have to be a playlist.
What was the first one that came to mind though? I know one came to your mind.
It's a Death Cab for Cutie song.
You can tell how old we are now.
I know.
You just dated us.
We've just been dated. That's why I didn't want to say it. But there are like so many, you hear a song and it just takes you back to a very visceral moment in your life and it tells you everything.
It's true.
So I love when they're incorporated in
guys,
books.
check out this dedication. I've never seen an illustrated dedication page before.
That is really beautiful.
Isn't that cool? That's really cool. This book is this cover is really amazing. It's debut author. I'm really pumped.
I mean, just the concept of it is just such a beautiful kind of concept.
Here.
Yeah. And I think that I'm drawn to the like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
You like playlist books.
Yeah, and just where music is a character of that book.
Well, Playlist for the Dead is on sale January 27th, so add it to your TBR pile. Right now. So this next book we've been talking about ever since we revealed the cover on Tea Time, like 6 months ago, back in the summer.
Yeah, I can't actually believe I'm maintaining my cool because I want to touch it.
We have been so obsessed with this book. Everything about this book. It's not just this gorgeous cover. I mean, oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's even more beautiful in person.
It's so much more beautiful in person. It's so much more.
There's like a little bit of a shine to it. There's like, and the crown, you can touch it.
Oh my god.
It's beveled. Hey, design term.
Hey. It is so much better in real life. I'm gonna snatch it and put it on my bookshelf after this.
It's from my shelf.
No!
So don't take it. Red Queen of Victoria Aveyard, you guys. This is sort of like X-Men and Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi meets like Graceling and the Queen of the Tierling and sort of a mix of epic fantasy with some science fiction, some magical elements in there.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to bother telling you guys about this because we have actually a lot of videos on our channel that explain
all the things.
That explain it in much better ways. So click these links, or the links are in the description below, to go watch the videos that we have for this. Because
if you don't already know what it's about, because we are obsessed with it, and I kind of feel like it's not understating that if you love YA and you read YA and you don't read the Red Queen in February, you're gonna miss out on a lot of like.
Look at these end papers. Let me just show you the end papers. Look at how pretty they are. Look at them. Are they on the back too? I bet they are. Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is the book everyone's going to be reading. It's like, it feels like a one that everyone's going to go flock to.
It's just like, upgrade your shelf. I mean, the second this is on your bookshelf, people will be like,
what's that? It's just like a little badge for your shelf.
Red Queen goes on sale February 10th, so you got a little ways to go. 21 days-ish, but
make sure you're bookmarking it or pre-ordering it so you don't even forget.
You don't have to remember. Yeah, exactly. Just add it.
Add it.
Click. All right, the next two books, we're going to present them together because they go on sale the exact same day and have sort of similar themes. And they both are extremely emotional books.
Yes.
So we have to be serious about this because they deal with very serious topics, but like they are both so well written.
Yes.
So beautiful. We have My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga.
And The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. Both of these books take on the issue of teen suicide. And they both have very different perspectives. The Last Time We Say Goodbye is probably a book you turn to if you have experienced losing someone close to you through suicide, and how you process that and how you move on, and survivor's guilt and all that kind of stuff. This is that side of the story.
And this one is for anybody should read this, but you should especially read this if you are either currently or have, or you might, have suicidal thoughts or thoughts of self-harm, or you're thinking about that, or you're just depressed in any sort of way and you're in that black hole, your heart feels like that black hole. This book, I really wish that this book was around when I was in high school, because I so needed a book like this, because it really gets it on the head of what it feels like to be just down, like all the way at the bottom, and then how do you process that? And basically the character in this, she forms a suicide pact with somebody online that she meets through this suicide forum, and then together with him, they are going through the process of wanting to commit suicide. But the thing is, the book is very hopeful in its ending, and it's very honest, and it's really powerful. Both of these books are extremely powerful, and have tissues nearby if you read them.
Yep.
And recommend them to your friends. Pass them along.
Stories are important. Books are important. They help us get through times when we need them most, and they can be your closest allies when you need them. So seek them out. If it's not these two, there are others around. Do research and find them. Yeah,
these books have the power, could potentially change lives. Yeah. So check them out. When these both go on sale February 10th.
Mark it. Next up, All That Burns by Ryan Groudon. It is the sequel to All That Glows. It's fairies.
Fairies. Pretty fairies. Badass fairies. What more could you want? This one goes on sale February 10th. Mark it. The next book on our list is Better Than Perfect by Melissa Kantor. She is the author of Maybe a One Day, which was a total tear fest of a book and beautifully written. And she's back with another contemporary novel about a girl whose perfect life is turned upside down when her dad moves out unexpectedly, and her mom has like a total complete breakdown. And it's sort of like, how do you navigate high school, and how do you keep getting good grades, and just staying on the path when
the foundation is...
Right, when everything's in your world, that your constants are just changed. So that's what this book explores. And this one goes on sale February 17th. On February 24th, we have 2 additions to series. We've got Quake, which is the 3rd and final book in the Pulse series by Patrick Carman.
And Unleashed, the 2nd book in the Uninvited series by Sophie Jordan.
So these are both out February 24th, and you guys should check out the first books in the series if you are interested. Ding, 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 ding. Out on February 24th is No Parking at the End Times by Brian Bliss. And this is a story of a girl whose family decides to sell all their worldly possessions, hop in a van, drive across the country, and join a Doomsday cult. And when the Doomsday doesn't happen, they're pretty much stuck with themselves in a van. And, like, that sucks. And so this girl's trying to basically come to terms with the biggest mistake her parents have ever made. And
that would be...
That would be... I don't even know. I would just be like, oh, parents, I am so over you. And then just, like, give them the hand and walk away.
But then you still have nothing.
Right? Because they sold all of your stuff. So all you have is a car and your family who you want to kill.
Giant fail blog.
Super short, so, you know, very quick read. Great for a weekend or if you're going on a trip.
But you're driving cross-country with your parents that have sold all your belongings in preparation for Doomsday.
This one goes on sale, I forgot, I think the 24th. February 24th.
Also out on February 24th is A Wicked Thing by Rhiannon Thomas. It's a reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, basically picking up right after the kiss.
So the prince kisses you, and you wake up, and you're like, oh my god, I'm awake. And he's like, hey.
You marry me now.
We gotta get married. And you're like, hold on for a second. I'm sorry. What's happening?
I don't know you.
I'm not cool with this. Also, how long have I been asleep for? She has no idea. So she wakes up 100 years later. Everyone she knows or have loved is dead. And now she has to marry this dude that she doesn't even know. She ain't having it.
And perhaps something wicked is involved.
And maybe a thing?
Also, beautiful dresses.
Ah, yes. Courtly things, intrigue, and medieval setting time period things. Awesome retelling of Sleeping Beauty. Check it out, February 24th. Coming soon, March 3rd.
How to Win at High School by Owen Matthews.
This is the story of a boy who basically uses Scarface as a model to, like, win high school and make friends and stuff.
For all of you kids, if you don't know what Scarface is, it probably isn't the best model.
It's probably the worst thing you could ever use to, like, win high school.
It doesn't even work out for Scarface.
Like, what movie should I use as a how-to guide for my life?
For success.
Oh, yeah. How about the story of a guy that just, like, kills a bunch of people and does a lot of cocaine?
Stellar.
Perfect choice. I'm really excited. I'm so pumped to read this.
Like,
hilarious. I'm really excited for the hilariousness.
Somebody's brain who puts that together, who comes up with, like, what if somebody idolized Scarface and implemented that as his how to win friends and influence people.
I know, right?
That brain is somebody whose book I want to read real hard.
Owen Matthews is a Canadian author, so neighbors to the north, you guys should go follow him on, the social media.
Hey, they watch Scarface in Canada?
I assume.
I just thought it was Degrassi.
Next up, we have The Memory Key by Leanna Liu. This one is on sale March 3rd. So in this book, basically there is a viral form of Alzheimer's, where you basically lose your memories.
Yeah.
And so memories are now being stored on chips that are embedded in your brain.
And who controls those chips, I wonder?
And what happens if they malfunction? Like, what if you have no memories at all, zero, none?
I mean, that's giver territory. We're getting in the giver territory here.
I feel like there's just so many things that could go wrong with a scenario like this, where all of your memories are basically on a USB drive that you just, like, in your head.
Yeah. Memories is something that, like, everyone can, it's the universal topic of interest, because you can easily place yourself there. No matter where you are, you have a memory.
Although there's a lot of memories I'd like to delete from my brain chip.
And I bet that's one of the pros.
Right.
There are pros and cons.
Like, there's some early tea time videos that I look back on that I'm like, ooh, I'd love to delete that. Memory Key on sale March 3rd in a bookstore near you.
Yup. Also out on March 3rd, big day, guys. Bone Gap by Laura Ruby.
This one is a contemporary sort of borders on magical realism about a girl that is kidnapped from a very, very small town, like backwoods town, and there's a boy that witnesses her kidnapping, but he cannot identify her kidnapper, and so he's kind of going crazy because he knows this girl and he wants to help, but he can't.
That would be so infuriating.
I know. This book is super, super atmospheric and super, super literary and so beautifully written. So I just highly recommend this to anybody. I mean, this is like award-winning potential here.
Treasure it. It's a treasure.
Plus there's bees! On sale on March 10th, you guys, is another Lauren Oliver book. And please don't pay attention to this cover because the cover got a new design and it's so beautiful.
I love it.
This is our galley that we have, our ARC advanced copy, so we're just holding it here for funsies.
But just know, alert, alert, there's a new Lauren Oliver book coming.
New Lauren Oliver. And it's a thriller, a psychological thriller. Sort of like, remember how in Panic, you know, it was very sort of dark and real and gritty? Similar like that, but a little bit more thriller-esque this time, like Gone Girl.
She's upping her game. If Lauren Oliver's good at anything, it's kind of setting the tone. Like the whole time I read Panic, you are feeling that. And this...
It's about two sisters whose lives are just forever changed when there's a terrible, terrible accident. And there's a missing 9-year-old girl, and there's all these things that are connecting them. There's lots of things happening, but the whole book, I'm just like...
There's a lot that we can't say because you don't want to give too much away in a story like this. So we're just going to say, there's a new Lauren Oliver book.
Lauren Oliver on March 10th. I almost forgot what the word March was. March 10th, y'all. March 10th, you guys. It's a huge, huge day in YA, so just clear your schedules because all you're going to want to do is read.
Yeah, set in a reminder with like the books emoticon.
We have a new Jodi Meadows series. It's only 2 books. So it's another duology.
Duology.
Which is totally a word. She's the author of the Incarnate series, so if you guys haven't read that, you should check it out. The Orphan Queen. Excellent read for anybody who loves high fantasy or epic fantasy. It's about a world where magic is forbidden.
No!
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 But there's a girl who will do anything to save her kingdom. That was a little William Shatner-esque there, but I'm going to go with it. I mean, Jodi Meadows' books are so fun. They're just so fantastical, and
they remind me very much of Jodi Meadows as a person.
Yes, she's so like she makes you feel good. Yeah. But like when you're around her, you're like, I don't even. Is this real life?
Also, fun fact: one part of the thing in Orphan Queen is she's a master of calligraphy, and Jodi Meadows trained herself to learn how to be a calligraphist.
If you guys don't follow her, follow calligraphist.
Calligraphist? That's probably not a word, but she got so ingrained in the research of this world that she did it herself so she could do it.
It's very exciting. You guys should follow her on Twitter because she posts things a lot, and maybe she'll sign your name or something.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway, Orphan Queen, first in 2-book series, out March 10th.
Out March 17th, Everything That Makes You by Moira McStay. Have you ever had a major thing happen in your life that kind of altered the course of your life and thought, what if that thing did not happen to me? That's kind of at the heart of this book. Fiona Doyle has a massive accident that scars her face, and then there's a parallel life of Fee Doyle who that did not happen to, and kind of exploring how those things...
The trajectory of your life.
It's like, I'm going to date myself again, switching doors with Gwyneth Paltrow.
You mean sliding doors?
Sliding doors, that's right.
It's the parallel universe version of switching doors.
Yeah.
I love parallel storylines. I feel like they could just... It's fun to think about.
They just want to suck you in.
I know. I'm like, what would have happened if I had never gotten a job at HarperCollins? I'd be so sad. But my life would be stupid.
That book would be real short. Margot is real sad, and she thinks her life is stupid.
Hence why I'm not a writer. All right, you guys, this one's on sale March 17th. All right, you guys, the next book on our list is Liars, Inc. by Paula Stokes. This one is about a high schooler who gets paid to lie for his classmates.
Would you have ever paid somebody to lie for you?
No, but I totally would have accepted money to lie to someone.
Oh, I would have been awful. I would have paid you to lie. I would have been awful at lying.
I will totally lie for you.
Aw.
I will totally do it.
Okay.
Would you guys ever pay somebody to lie for you
Or accept money to lie for people?
Tell us in the comments below. This one goes on sale March 24th. Next on our list, this one comes out March 31st. Thank you, piece of paper that's helping me with this. Is Solitaire by Alice Oseman. Sort of like Holly Smale's Geek Girl, this is another one that has been out in the UK and is finally coming out in America. God, I feel like we're so behind the times.
I know.
Alice Oseman is a super young, adorable, look at how cute she is, author.
I remember a blog post about like the all the iterations of this possible cover.
Yes, we actually have a blog post, where you can see all the different cover design options that they were thinking of, but then ultimately ended on this one. So this one is about a girl who sort of investigates a group in her school that are like pulling pranks, but they're like a secret group and
they're like online bully bears.
Yeah. So
how do you stop those people?
How do you find those people?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're so good at covering their tracks, you know, maybe perhaps they left clues for her to find.
Yeah. This is one of those books. Again, I feel like the theme of this is we're dating ourselves, but I never had to deal with like online bullying in high school, and it just throws me for a loop, and I don't think
that's because all we had was chat rooms back
I know.
then, and they were all anonymous. So.
Yeah.
ASL. Anyway, this one, Solitaire by Alice Oseman, on sale March 31st.
Hey minions, March 31st is a date that you want to mark on your calendar because there's going to be a new book from Heather Brewer called Cemetery Boys. It is her first standalone. It's just a story that she needed to tell, and we're excited to read it.
I think this is the story that really was born in her soul, and she wrote it with like her blood, sweat, and tears. This one is a dark contemporary. It's definitely contemporary, but it feels sort of magical realism, magical in a way, but it's a contemporary story about coming-of-age tale about a boy who moves to a very, very small town and sort of gets in with the wrong crowd, but not wrong in the way that you probably think. So I'm not going to say anything more, but it's very dark. It's classic Heather Brewer. It's amazing, and we cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this book.
That's it, guys. That's kind of a preview of all the things we are looking forward to in the next 3 months. Tell us in the comments which ones you want to read the most, and like this video if you like any of the books we've shown.
And in 2 weeks, our next tea time, we will be featuring Jen Klonsky, who is an editor here at HarperCollins. So if any of you have any questions for an editor, anything at all, post them in the comments below, and perhaps she will answer one of your questions.
It'll be a special treat, so definitely tune in.
Very exciting. So we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Happy reading.
Cheers.
Oh, you
drink
finished
it all.
Nice.
Cheers.
Crumpet handshake. Cheers. Respect. Bye. Bye.